Hey guys, I'm Einstein Pong, an engineering student studying in Malaysia. I am finally back. Over the past month, I was actually suffering from severe burnout. I took a break from YouTube and studied really hard for my finals, and I'm finally done. Today, I will show you useful tips on how I prepared for my finals so you can ace yours too. Without further ado, let's go! Before going through the tips, I have a bit of backstory to share. I had experienced fear and anxiety when I stepped into the exam hall in the past. Like all the materials I studied, my mind just oh god, that was chaos, and I spent a lot of time solving performance dropping issues during exams over the year. All these methods are created and utilized by me to conquer my psychological stepping stone, and I found them effective. I hope these tips benefit your study career as well. If you are having some last minute study sessions, just skip the video to this time frame. I'll put timestamps down below for the parts you are interested in, so feel free to utilize them as well. Before continuing, let me pack my stuffs and head to campus. Let's go! Let's explore the journey to acquire knowledge. There are actually 3 stages of studying, and they are understanding, repeating, and practical periods. First of all, understanding phase. This phase takes most of my time and it benefits me for a lifetime. Understanding phase is the foundation of new knowledge you learn. Receiving foreign information into your brain that is slightly out of your league. At this stage, you are normally either super excited over the new information you receive or feeling the despair of how hard it is. Also, the knowledge at this phase is quite fragile. It is a common mistake that you overestimate how thoroughly you understand, but in fact, you don't. Don't let your confidence overtake your brain in this stage. Stay humble and allow yourself to ask all these stupid questions. There are 3 methods I utilize during understanding phase, and they are the water method, 1% method, and also the presentation method. Oh, there's a duck there. Let's start with the water method. This is super effective to build up a positive study mindset. Ever find yourself struggling on certain topics a few years back, but when you look at the same material in present time, you just wonder, how did I not understand this? It is so easy, bro. So when you face certain difficulties while studying, try envisioning yourself as a veteran of the game, where the basics are already simple and automatic. 11 out of 10 times this method made me feel better and release the stress of feeling dumb and lost. I guarantee it is super effective. Second method I used during the understanding phase is the 1% method. This method was inspired while I was having my gap year and on my path to become a barista. When I was learning how to brew, I came across the 4-6 method, which was invented by 2016 World Brewers Cup champion Katsuya. The idea behind is that instead of aiming to nail everything in one perfect shot, which has a high risk of failing, you can break it down into parts. He broke down his coffee brewing pours into 5 parts, meaning to say he only has to hit a perfect 20% per pour. If he manages to perfect all the 5 pours, he will eventually achieve a perfect 100% pour. The philosophy behind is that if you improve just 1% a day, ideally in 14 weeks, part by part, when assembled together, you get to improve for approximately 98%, maybe even less, or maybe even more. Improving 100% one shot sounds impossible, but when you break it down into simple tasks aiming at a big goal, step by step, you can achieve great things. So instead of cramming all my studies at the night before the finals and forget everything the next day, I study slowly and surely at a slow pace across the whole semester. The 1% method also offers more opportunity to apply the knowledge and material you learn, as well as filling the understanding gap holes of the subject. We are humans after all, and the best way to learn is also from mistakes, trials, and errors. This philosophy will not only improve your grades, try applying it to anything you do. It is just as effective. I believe that to learn something well, teaching is the way to go. And to teach well, you need to understand well. This is my 3rd method while understanding a new subject. It is the presentation method. When I was assigned to host several coding workshops and teach participants how to code in my club this year, it stressed me a little bit. And this fear is caused by the lack of confidence of the crowd. I'm facing emotions like this because I didn't understand coding well enough. Therefore, I studied. I spent time I simulated myself as a participant and asked myself questions while preparing my slides. I solved all the doubts and questions I faced, and therefore in a short amount of time, I was able to improve dramatically. When the workshop was conducted, I had a new level of understanding of my materials and was able to solve difficulties faced by my participants. Same applies to anything you learn. When you teach, you understand more. Therefore, during the understanding phase, I will try to summarize everything I learned in the form of a presentation. This is because when you can explain and teach in the simplest way, it is proof that you have understood the material inside and out. And during a presentation, most of the time, only the most important points are left on the slideshow. Those are the things that you need to revise before finals, and it makes your student life way easier during exam weeks. Phase 2 is the repetition phase. What you do in this phase determines how long you remember your substances. And if you do it right, it will be engraved in you and become part of you. I will use spaced repetition very often and remarkably during midterm period. As most of us have experienced, every one of us forget things gradually after they are introduced to us. Spaced repetition is, in short, the most strategic time to apply doses of revision to make you remember for a long time. Let me elaborate on this concept. To remember something well, I believe that you need to go through the same topic for 4 times. First time is before the class happens. What I like to do is go through the lecture notes or the exercises on the slides. I pay attention to the concepts more during pre-class studies. This is also the time you figure out what you don't know and don't understand. Second time is during class. When I'm listening to class, I am applying another layer of understanding to the subject. I also have the preference to work on it right after class. It is very satisfying when you understand and interact during class. It boosts your confidence as well. My third dose for spaced repetition is during the weekends. I have posted a video on how I spend my weekends. Just click on the link above to watch it. Weekends are an important time to fortify the knowledge. The fourth repetition will be before midterm exam study. At this time, I'm just revising the harder questions or focusing on the pointers lecturers ask us to pay attention about. Combining 14 layers of studying, you indeed get a thick layer of understanding. This definitely helps you to ace your midterms. During finals, you are just refreshing for another time, so you won't get affected by the final stress. It enhances your performance as well as your grades. Whether you're preparing for the whole semester or doing your last minute studies, this practical phase is very important to ace the exams. Firstly, I will focus on my sleep cycle calibration. I need to make sure during exam time I'm on my top tier performance. So I will adjust my wake time around 1 hour before the exam or a week or 2 before the exams. By doing so, it is easier for you to get into flow state during exam time and reduce risk of forgetting anything you studied. This also means that during the exam weeks, instead of staying up burning the midnight oil, it is actually one time of the semester that I actually sleep the most. During the waking hours, I focus on nothing other than mock questions. By this time, after going through the understanding and repetition phase, I already know what I understand the least, what kind of questions will the examiner come up with, and I focus on those. For the last minute students, keep calm and aim for the potential questions coming up. After going through all these layers of coating and showering from the material over the time span of 14 weeks, you don't have to convince yourself with the veteran method anymore, because you are a veteran now. And the unique confidence shown due to the understanding of your craft will shine. And there you go. These are all the methods and also the techniques I've applied for my finals, the preparation of my finals and the actual finals itself. I hope you gained some value today, and definitely try to apply all these techniques into your study routine as well, because it will only benefit you. And I changed my hairstyle. Let me know if you like this hairstyle more or the previous hairstyle more, because I've been keeping my pompadour for almost like 2 years now. I feel like a fresh change, and here you go. Spikier approach. I hope you like this video, and I promise that I will deliver more quality contents for my semester break. I'm Einstein Pong, Fleming